what Econ Northwest came up with, looking at ecosystem services, again, that's stuff like cleaning your drinking water so there's less nutrients in the water, right? So filtration is cheaper for people. That includes things, the wildlife aesthetic value as well. It includes things like flooding, right? Again, flooding is a big issue, but in the Delaware River watershed, we estimate an annualized loss of approximately $981,000 to $2.5 million in the value of monetized ecosystem services if we don't do a better job of making sure our riparian buffers that already exist stay intact. And again, this is forested buffers. Forested buffers do more for us than, say, a meadow buffer, right? And there's lots of science on that. I believe East Stroudsburg professor had talked a little bit about that as well. So again, the forested area, the idea that we want to be enjoying the river and not looking at houses is key. I think with farming, we can see the value of having a buffer as well. I don't know, Fred, if you'd like to talk to that at all.
I actually grew up, this is not on a farm, but I grew up in Tannersville and actually was there for the 55 flood and right along Pocono Creek. And looking back, I think a few years back we had done stream walks both on the Pocono Creek and Buck Hill. Buck Hill is pretty non-developed area and impacted by the 55 flood, and Pocono as well is very developed now. But as I look back at that creek, I used to fish there when I was a kid. There were some nice holes and stuff, but the development of the crossings just was such a missed opportunity. I mean, we have pavement right up to the top of the bank there that could have been a great greenway buffer with some forested vegetation at least. And that's the mistake I think that we really need to learn from. We can still have that economic development, but there's no reason there couldn't have been a buffer and development at the same time there. So it's one of the things that hurts, heartfelt hurt there in terms of a missed opportunity. So let's not miss any more of those, and let's get the right regulations in place to grow properly with economic development and forest.
Why you believe that your business is better being where you are located versus coming down to my neck of the woods in an impaired water body?
When you're starting with dirty water, it's pretty hard to get that clean and to get that up to a suitable level where you would actually want to swim in it. So, I mean, I keep talking about the Lehigh River, but if you look at the west of the river, you look at the drainage coming into the Lehigh, there's a lot of acid mine drainage there. You've got Buck Mountain Tunnel, you've got the Quakeake Tunnel, you've got the Louisiana Tunnel, I don't want to pronounce that incorrectly. Two of them have a passive treatment plant on them. They're looking at possibly putting in a plant on the Quakeake. I mean, all to try to clean up that acid mine drainage that's going into the Lehigh. So you have a Lehigh that's beautiful, pristine river, certainly up near the headwaters, and then it's slowly getting polluted as it gets down below Whitehaven. And I know DEP is working on that, and I know they're trying to clean some of those streams up that are left over from the coal mining years. But it's a tough nut to crack, it's expensive. And here you are already starting with clean water. So we've got a lot to be thankful for.
I find it kind of interesting when the argument is clean water is bad. You know, somehow having clean water around is not going to be good for us. That's just silly. But a counter to that is all of the small businesses that operate because of the clean water. On the upper Delaware, in just one small section, there are 60 individuals who are licensed guides up there. Being a guide in the upper Delaware is probably one of the single largest employers up in that region, and that carries straight on down through this area here. In addition to guides, I know there's several companies out there that are building rods, both fly rods and conventional rods. There's individuals who are doing custom rod work, tackle craft, where they make lures and such, fly tires. There are a lot of small businesses, and in today's gig economy, that's what kids tell me it's called, In today's gig economy, having different outlets like that where you can do those things is fairly important to the economics of your community, not to mention just quality of life too.